Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and welcome back to another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. This past Sunday, the 49ers were able to advance to the NFC Championship game for the third straight time and the fourth time in 5 years. While the game wasn't always pretty and it took a phenomenal game-winning drive by Brock Purdy, it was definitely not a clean game on either side of the ball. However, this is why sometimes it's so necessary to watch the film to get a good understanding of what happened. After review, the team really didn't play nearly as bad as I thought they did. The elements were a major factor, and there were a number of plays that were a split second away from breaking the game open. In the end, give credit to the Packers for having a good plan and being physical at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. But let's jump to the film and see how the 49ers were able to advance past the Packers and are now only one game away from a Super Bowl berth. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. It was frustrating to watch the team allow several long drives, but the elements sure were a factor. I saw the Packers slip a number of times when guys went in motion and reverse direction, but they didn't have near the problem during plays. The 49ers did. They really need to look into their equipment for the rain games so this doesn't happen again. Here's the first third down of the game. We come out showing man coverage and Jordan Love checks the play. He's going to have a stick plus Ohio concept, or what Shanahan calls Tony, to the top. It's something you'll be familiar with if you've watched the channel. It's a protection release fade paired with a quick out, that's the Ohio. Then you have the quick out paired with a stick route for a stick concept. Then on the backside you'll see something I saw on nearly every drop back for the Packers. They're going to keep both the running back and tight end in to chip and release and slide the line away. That was one reason we didn't see any sacks against Jordan Love. The Packers devoted a lot of resources to pass protection. But at the snap, we're actually dropping into cover 3 zone. The initial coverage on the stick route is solid, so Love has to move off to his dump off options. Greenlaw is in coverage on the tight end and he slips, leaving the tight end wide open for a first down. What should be a 3 and out now turns into a long drive for a field goal. They did get a good gain on the ground on 2nd and 6 on this drive. This is the crack toss, and there's a couple things here. The defense plays this well for the most part, but it's not often you see Fred Warner get completely taken out of a play like he does here by the center. That's partially tip your cap to them, partially we expect Fred to be all pro Fred and slip this block. Then the defense holds the next 2 runs to just 4 yards, and on 3rd and 6, Ambry Thomas gets flagged for the first of 2 bad PI penalties he commits in the game. This is something that's a little concerning going forward because he's done this a few times now. We're in cover 1 robber, so he's got middle help defenders short and deep. You play this outside in. He gives up outside leverage, which is the #1 rule of this coverage that you don't do, and grabs as he's losing. He's got to maintain his leverage better. But we come right back and get a great run stuff. This is such good work by the entire right side. I'll work outside in. First, Chase Young sets a great edge. Diamador Lenore then, who's playing the slot, recognizes the run and fills his gap aggressively. And Javon Kinlaw held up at the point of attack really well. Kinlaw is so excited he trips himself celebrating. So now we're showing a shell look with a mugged up front. I really like this on third down. It forces the quarterback to work post snap. The motions show it's going to be zone coverage but doesn't tip which zone it'll be. The Packers have a corner route to the top, then a double post concept. It's a pretty good call against what the 49ers are going to play, which is cover 6 zone. The corner route will occupy the half field safety, and it gives Love a 1-2 read on Gibson. Love drops back, sees Gibson locked in on the inside post, and is going to look to hit the Skinner route, which is something you're familiar with if you're a member of JFA49.com and have seen the first of our exclusive members content where we're going through the Shanahan route tree. You can also become a member now at JFA49.com. Your support means the world and also makes these videos possible. With that, if you're a small business owner or content creator and you're looking to build your business or brand, connect with clients, and expand your reach, Power Brand Systems is the place for you. I have a link in the description below where you can check out Power Brand Systems. They're the ones who built my members website and have done a phenomenal job. Time is our most valuable asset, and the premier work they do gives you just that. More time to do what matters most and increasing your reach and effectiveness as a business. Check them out today. But as Love sees Gibson lock in on the inside post, he wants to hit the Skinner route. Mooney Ward plays this perfectly though. He keeps himself square to the receiver, reading the belt buckle, so when the Skinner route gives a nod at the top, he doesn't bite and drives on the throw for a pass breakup in the end zone, keeping the drive to 3 points instead of 7. The difference in the game between a win and a loss. On offense, the team did struggle some early. Brock Purdy did have a near pick. So it's important to understand, right before this, the team had this play called. Was getting a look that, if you watch my preview video, was when I said they would run this very play against for a chunk gain. If you missed it or haven't seen it, here's the clip. One thing Joe Barry loves to do is bring an extra rusher. I saw them run fire zones a ton, which is a 3 deep, 3 underneath zone blitz with a 5-man pressure. This is real similar to how Baltimore plays a lot of their base defense. That does mean though that since you only have one middle field under coverage player who's shaded to the 3 receiver side, that you'll have opportunities for some plays over the middle against their base defense. Here, Minnesota is coming with a Shanahan staple. That's hard play action, and Shanahan's is a little more shallow. It's a 7-step in or drift route, but you'll see how the run fake completely sucks up the underneath middle defender, and you have a guy wide open. Here we are against Baltimore. Like I said, they ran a lot of fire zone from base as well. We're going to run a drive concept to the 2 receiver side with Kittle and McCaffrey. Purdy looks off the 3 receiver hook to the side he's shaded to, and you have Kittle wide open over the middle. So with McLeod in motion, single safety, and no one traveling, Green Bay in base, they're going to get this fire zone they wanted. And they have a drive concept to the 3 receiver side with Ayuk on a deep in route. It's set up just like I showed, but there's a false start. So Kyle comes right back to it, but now it's 1st and 15, and the Packers are now in cover 4. But as the play goes, Savage looks like he's cross-keying the number 3 in a cover 4 tricks. That's where Purdy's reading, and with Savage looking like the backside is in man, he wants to hit Ayuk on the in route. But with Savage keeping his eyes on Brock, he nearly comes down with the pick. That's a play where the little mistakes can lead to bigger mistakes. Then some of this was Green Bay playing really good defense. They're showing a 2-high look pre-snap, post-snap they're rolling into cover 3 and they just take everything away. Purdy has nowhere to go with the ball and the pressure gets home and forces the punt. But you see how sometimes that false start penalty can wipe out a whole drive because you got the look you wanted, had an opportunity for a big play, call it again and the defense then changes things up and you're way behind the sticks on 2nd and 15. Back on defense, after a pass interference penalty gives Green Bay a first down, we do a good job of getting them in 3rd and 6, but another slippage. We're showing too high here. Love checks the play and will be in cover 6 again. They're running a deep out route to the bottom, and Ward is in good position, but at the top of the stem, slips. You can see the ball was thrown well behind the receiver. If Ward keeps his footing, those throws behind on deep outs can easily become interceptions. But alas, it's a huge play for the Packers. Then you'll see they throw a swing pass and Greenlaw loses his footing, and it's another big play for a first down on 2nd and 11. So then the Packers were set up with 3rd and 1. Green Bay is going to come with an inside zone. They're looking to attack the A-gap bubble. Joseph Day and Hargrave do a fantastic job of eating up the double teams, and Greenlaw read it the whole way to stuff the hole, and Chase Young worked down the line to help make the stop. Great team defense on that one. All this leads to a stop on 4th down. After watching the tape, I really came away feeling like Purdy didn't play nearly as bad as the narrative or memory seemed. He did make some big time throws, like this one on the ensuing drive that ends in a touchdown. So the Packers are showing 2 zone, and we're coming with mirror drive concepts, which is a basic route paired with an under route. It's a pick-a-side read that against cover 2 will be based off the mic. Whichever side the mic shades to, you work the other, as you'll get a clean high-low stretch. I do think Kittle needs to run his route wider though. The end result route distribution I'm not a fan of. But with the pre-snap motion, the mic starts out to the bottom, but at the snap you can see him work towards the 3 receiver side. This is where Purdy is so good. He keeps his head that way, but he's going to read the backside hook player who hasn't squeezed inside. He doesn't turn his head until he throws. Look at the anticipation here. Purdy has just started his throwing motion and Jennings hasn't come out of his break, and by all means, if I just screenshot this out of context and told you he threw it to Jennings, people would think that he's throwing a pick. But check out the ball placement. This is why I get so tired of the Purdy talk that he's not Josh Allen, he's not Mahomes, he's not Lamar Jackson. Okay, he doesn't have to be. He's Brock Purdy, and I love it. This is as good of a read and throw as you'll see in the NFL, period. The skill and ability it takes to make this throw like this is ridiculous. I promise you none of the QBs who got sent home this weekend made a throw like this past weekend. He's getting a lineman driven right back into his plant foot as he's throwing, and it doesn't faze him, just a dime of a read and throw. Then, after there was a miscommunication on a play, Purdy hits Kittle for a beautiful touchdown on 3rd and 5. This play looked impressive from the broadcast, but was even better from film. So the Packers are showing cover 1 man pre-snap, and we have Kittle on a through route, McLeod is going to be on a post route. I also don't love the route distribution here, and Ayuk on an under return. Ayuk is on a good man beater here. At the snap, the Packers are coming with cover 0 in an all-out blitz, with a caveat. To the 3 receiver side, they're coming with a peel rush. So if McCaffrey works across, a player will peel off his rush to pick him up, and once the middle safety player sees McCaffrey move across the formation, he's going to drop down and double Ayuk. So Purdy wants to hit Ayuk, who's doubled. It's an all-out blitz though. A lot of guys might panic or take off and run. Purdy calmly moves to his right, knows there's no middle safety, and looks to hit Kittle on the big shot. It's 3rd and 5. He could probably try and run for it. He doesn't want the first down. He wants the touchdown, and drops an absolutely perfect throw. On the run, 40 yards downfield. I don't want to hear about all the things people say he can't do. Just watch this play and enjoy. To me, the next drive had the 49ers with their worst series on defense. Here, we're in cover 3 Mabel, and Green Bay beats us with a Yankee plus Speedo concept. In this coverage, Dre Greenlaw needs to match the high crossing route. He doesn't, and it's a big explosive play. Then we have a chance to stuff a run, but Warner, then Bosa, then Thomas all don't make the tackle. But even with the problems, we still hold Green Bay to a field goal. Diamador Lenore played a great game. Here, the Packers are going to look to get a wide receiver screen on an RPO. They want to get up on Lenore and then get a big gain. But watch him read the RPO, slip the block, and make the collision right when the ball arrives. Watch Brandon Ayuk's reaction too. After Ambry Thomas gave up another big play, I want to highlight Mooney Ward again. So this is a play that we never catch from the broadcast. The Packers first start out by motioning Christian Watson, their fastest player, inside. They're trying to protect his release and hide him a little bit. They're going to try and fake an inside run a post route, and leak Watson out the backside. That's where Love wants to go with the ball. That's where the play is designed to go. Ward never bites on any of the cheese, gets physical with Watson, and takes it away. You can see Jordan Love looking to Watson, who's not going to break open and has to try and ad-lib a play, and it's no gain, and the drive ends in a field goal. I know it was a controversial drive, but I'm skipping over the drive right before the half that ended in a blocked field goal for time reasons. We're already pretty deep in and have a ways to go. There was a lot to cover in this game. We did have a huge missed opportunity coming out of the half. It's 3rd and 5, and Green Bay is showing cover 1 man with a 5-man rush. We have Kittle on a through route and Ayuk on a widened Dover or deep in. Ayuk runs a beautiful route, and the play is there. The safety takes a bad angle. And if Ayuk is able to catch this, you're looking at a possible house call. But the protection from McKivitz was awful. From the end zone, Rashawn Gary drove him right back into Purdy, and he hits Brock's arm as he throws. You can see the ball flight wobble. If Purdy has a clean pocket there, this game is way different. But the Packers' first drive coming out of the half, they convert 2 3rd and 1s, and then got set way back on a botched toss. But the biggest play the Packers had was a 41-yard pass interference on Ambry Thomas. We're in cover 4 tricks, which is a Vic Fangio staple. It's man coverage on the 2 receiver side with cover 4 elsewhere and the backside safety cross keying to the 3 receiver side. They're just running a post route on Thomas. He's in good position, and it's not a great throw. He just panics. It's such a frustrating penalty because there's no reason for it. I mean, the throw is not close. And then the next play, we give up a touchdown on a flare concept. So this is where you fake the wide receiver screen, then hit a rail route. Gibson isn't in terrible position on it, but there's the slippage on the field again. On the next drive though, we get going with a big explosive to George Kittle. The Packers are showing two-man. Post-snap, they're going to be in cover one robber. There's a miscommunication as Kittle's man is expecting the robber to pick up Kittle on the crosser and convert to the robber himself. But it's a little late in the conversion. Purdy, though, makes a nice throw staring down the barrel of a guy coming right at him. We then get another explosive, this time in the run game with McCaffrey. This is our toss zone, and watch the reach block by Banks and Brendel getting up on Walker. This is a thing of beauty, and you put McCaffrey one-on-one with a safety and things like this can happen. After giving up the big kickoff return, the Packers score on a well-designed play. So this is my one gripe with Steve Wilks. He loves to run man coverage inside the 10, and we don't have good answers for these bunch formations a lot of times. The bunch stacks create a lot of traffic to sort through for man coverage. They actually do it twice in a row, and they also get the 2-point conversion. I'm going to skip over a lot of the rest again because of time. We get a pick off Jordan Love, and this is all on Jordan Love. You'll see, and I haven't shown this a bunch because of time, but the Packers again send 3 receivers out and have both the running back and tight end chip and release. He is just way off on his throw to the tight end on a check down. I guess making the check down throw shouldn't be so discredited. Again, due to time, more in how long it takes me to edit these videos so it's out before Wednesday, here's the game-winning drive. We start with a nice staple play, a slide concept, and get things going. Then the Packers play a soft Tampa zone. Purdy probably has Kittle over the middle, but there's nothing wrong on a drive when you're trying to bleed the clock, keep it moving, stay ahead of the chains, just dump it down to McCaffrey for 5 yards. Then, after George Kittle drops a sure first down, we get a big first down to Ayuk. The Packers are giving a shell look and a muddy front. Looks like man. Post snap, they bring 5 and are in cover 1 man. Ayuk is on a glance route. Great route to win and superb ball location by Purdy against tight coverage and a great catch. These are the moments that win you a game. Then we get a big pass to Conley. The Packers again show a muddied look. We have double bench concepts called, which is a bench route, which is a 16-yard out route paired with a flat route. Post snap, the Packers are in cover 3 zone. Purdy recognizes it, the corner in a bail technique, and again, the throw with anticipation. You can see Purdy is in his windup before the receiver, which, let's point out, is a guy who's taken hardly any reps, comes out of his break. This is factory-like precision. It's the kind of precision that people will say it's about having Ayuk, it's about having Debo, it's about having Christian McCaffrey. He's throwing to the number 5 receiver on the depth chart like this. This is not the product of the weapons around him. Then Green Bay comes out in cover 6. We have a divide concept with Kittle on a choice route. Great work by both guys, recognizing the zone. Kittle sits down in it, and Purdy hits him for good yards after the catch. Then McCaffrey gets a first down on a tough run. And then this was the only miss I felt like Purdy had, and it's still a good game. We're running Kittle on a fade route, and Ayuk on what's called a jerk-off. That's not my name for it, that's Kyle's. It looks to attack the mic, stutter the feet, and run down the middle of the field. Purdy looks to Kittle, and he's got Ayuk breaking open, but something spooks him. Still, he's got the athleticism to pick up a good chunk of yards. Then we cap off the drive with a run from McCaffrey. This is an inside zone goal line run called Mike. Brendel and Feliciano work the reach block and second level to perfection. Then McCaffrey ain't going down when a guy doesn't wrap up. Then we seal the game by picking off Jordan Love again. So now you're going to see where all these keeping guys into chip will bite Green Bay. They keep both the running back and tight end into chip, and they're trying to run a deep clearing route and hit Christian Watson over the middle. But with no route threatening underneath, Fred Warner gets a ton of depth and takes away the throwing lane. I showed in my preview video, there were times Jordan Love bailed to his right when he didn't need to. You see it here. He's got no outlet to that side of the field. With Nick Bosa tracking him, he attempts this throw. Back across his body, Watson isn't open at all. Imagine if Brock Purdy threw this ball. Fred Warner probably thought he was going to get a pick, and Greenlaw comes out of nowhere and gets it to seal the game after the longest 7 seconds of our lives. Overall, it was a great win. There were tough moments, but after watching the tape, I felt a lot better about the team going forward. Credit to Green Bay for a good plan, and the game could have gone a lot different for either team if a few things bounced different ways. In the end, the 49ers are headed to their third straight NFC Championship game. So be on the lookout and make sure to have all your notifications turned on for the channel, as I'll be trying to get a preview video out by Thursday evening or Friday morning. It's going to be tough sledding. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.